Hello and welcome back to my channel. So I received this package earlier in the mail. It actually came earlier than expected, but this package was sent to me by Superneox. They reached out to me asking if I wanted to review a product of theirs, and of course I said yeah. Now I will admit I didn't know who Superneox was at the time. I had to look them up. I looked at their store. I looked at some videos online and I thought they seemed like a pretty decent company. And so when they offered to review one of their products, of course I was going to say yes. Now before we move on to the unboxing, I must say that this lightsaber is very unique. So stay tuned throughout the video so you can see what kind of lightsaber this is and what are my thoughts on it, because I will say it's going to be a good lightsaber. I can already tell by the design and one cool little feature which we'll talk about later. But this is the box that is going to come if you were to order this specific lightsaber, but I've already unboxed it. In front of me, I have everything. This is the Aurelian lightsaber from Superneox. They sent me the SNV4 Pro. Now, if you are familiar with SNV4s, you might be a little confused as to the Pro at the end. I'm going to talk a little bit more about it later and what that means and what it can do, but this is basically an SNPixel V4, but in like slightly upgraded version than the SNV4. But it's really cool. First, we're actually going to just talk about the stuff that came into the box. I have the unboxing on screen as well. So when you order the lightsaber, it's going to come with this bag. This bag will have your USB-C charger. It will contain your Allen wrench, and then it will contain a total of 5 blade retention screws. They are all the same size, and they are the longer length. So it should secure well into your lightsaber, meaning it's less likely to just unscrew as well. So it will be more secure. It will keep your blade inside your lightsaber more secure. Next, I can go over the Neopixel blade. This is just a normal Neopixel blade. It does have a blade cap at the end. It is a 32-inch Neopixel blade. It is very nice. Next, we have the manual. Now, this is the manual that it comes with. It's a nice little pamphlet booklet thing. It tells you how to use your saber, what everything on your saber does, how to access certain controls. It even shows an illustration of your lightsaber and some terms. So it'll tell you where the blade goes. It tells you the names of things such as the emitter or the pommel. So if you're not used to those terms, this will tell you literally everything. So there's the manual. It won't stay closed, so it's just going to open like that. And then the last thing inside the box when you open it is the hilt. Now this is the Aurelian. Right off the back, this looks very similar to a Darth Revan hilt. And I actually own a Darth Revan hilt. You can see behind me. This is my Darth Revan. It is a pretty nice Revan. I like it. I will say the chrome is the only thing I don't like because my fingerprints get all over it. So when I touch it, you will just see my fingerprints all over it. As you can see, they are very similarly designed. It doesn't have the same coloring, but I will say the coloring this is very unique. I've never seen a lightsaber with this type of coloring, especially one that I own. I don't own anything that's colored similarly like this. It reminds me of weathering. I do have a weathered saber, which I've done myself. It may not have been a very good weathering job, but this is what it looks like. It kind of reminds me of that weathering because it's a bluish gray silver color. Kind of reminds me of blue jeans in a way. But it is a very neat design. I do like the way it looks. Like I said, the design, it is similar to a Revan, and I've used a Revan before, and it's a great spitting lightsaber. This also feels nice. I do have blade retention screws already in as well, sticking out. But when you grip up here, it feels very comfortable. This is a very nice grip to grip onto. Even just gripping way up here. The blade retention screws are sticking out right now because I don't have the blade in, but I've already screwed in a blade to test it, and the screws go in very well, so you won't be cutting your hands on the screws if you were to grip up here. To charge your saber, because the listing, it's a bit of an older photo, so it shows a DC charging port on the front, but when you order the Aurelian, it will not have that charging port up here. It will actually have the charging port way down here, or at least the SNV4 Pro, because it does offer an RGB and also a Profi V2.2. For the SNV4 Pro, the charging port is way back here. It is an 18650 3200 milliamp battery, and then you have your board right here. Now, this is the really interesting part, because if you've owned an SNV4, this is not a normal board if you can see it, right? It's a little hard to tell, but the SD card pulls out like this. It comes out like that. Normally, it's I think this or maybe this, but this is sideways. And so when I saw that, I was like, okay, it's kind of weird. Did they send me the right board? And then I looked on the board. It says SNV4 Pro way down here. I don't know if you're going to be able to see it, but it says SNV4 Pro. And so I was like, what's an SNV4 Pro? I've never heard of an SNV4 Pro. And so I did some research. I even asked Superneox, and they told me basically it is the app. This is basically an SNV4, just with a different app. Now, you might think, what's the real difference besides a different app? Well, this is where it will get really interesting. I'm gonna use my second phone off to the side right here. We're actually gonna put on the blade first before I show you what the real difference is. But I'm gonna use a different wrench, just one that I like that's longer. It's something I prefer a little bit more. They do have a really good one in here. I just prefer the one that I have in my hand. The one they provide is still a very good wrench. To power it on, it is just like a normal SNV4. You can just hold the button, it'll power on. And you know, maybe you want to turn it off. What I like about SNV4s is that you're able to turn it off just by holding the button. Power off. Just like that. So you can power it off very easily. It also turns on very quickly as well. I have the new app on my phone already. It is called the Force Park. I don't remember what version it is, but it is the Force Park app. It looks very different to the normal SNV4 app. Just to quickly show you what the app looks like, this is what the screen looks like. The new app that they've showed me looks like this, and it's called Force Park. It's very neat, but we're going to actually first set it off to the side, because maybe you don't have a Bluetooth capable device to connect it to. You just want to know how to turn it on. Once you have it turned on, press the button. And I believe this sounds like an Ahsoka font. And it's a pretty loud font. This is what it sounds like. It does have smooth swing, so it is pretty neat. It does have blaster deflection, just like a normal SNV4. It also has gesture control, so you can twist on and you can twist off. To change fonts, all you gotta do is hold the button, wait for 4 blinks. Anakin. And here's an Anakin font. So it's blue, and then look at that. So it also has different blaster deflection and flash on clash effects on the blade, because for the Ahsoka, it is a white blade, but for blaster deflection and the flash on clash, the LEDs just turn off on a certain part of the blade, because normally it would be like a white like this to kind of show it impacting the blade, but with the white you can't really see it. But yeah, there are different effects. It's pretty cool. And then here's the flash on clash. Now let's actually turn it on with the Bluetooth app. So to connect your saber to your lightsaber, because I wasn't sure how to do it at first, but all you got to do is have the Bluetooth on your phone on, and then go to the app. Don't go to your Bluetooth settings and connect it through there. Go to the app, and then you'll see at the top, it will say connected. You just click it, and then all you got to do is click on Force Park, which is this saber, and then when you click on it, it will say connected. So I'm actually going to disconnect real quick and then reconnect so you can hear what that sounds like. Connected. So it says connected. So now that you're connected, now you can turn it on with just the app, which is very nice. So here's the power button. I'm in the saber control part. So here is powering it on. Here's the blaster. Here's the lockup. Here's the clash. Here's the force, which is pretty neat. Here's the melt. So if you're cutting through a wall, it's pretty neat. Here's the stab. It's pretty neat. And then the swing. When you press swing, it just basically makes a bunch of swinging noises, as if you were swinging it a lot. This also has background music. It will say BGM on the app. It is just in the middle. But when you press it, I have the blade off because you can't really hear it that well. But when you press it, it's just playing some background music. And then you can always just turn it on as well while it's playing. But the font is pretty loud, so you can't really hear the song that well. You can still hear it in a little bit, but at least on the microphone you might not hear it that well. You can also switch fonts on here, so you could do Kenobi, one of my absolute favorite fonts. Kenobi. Let's see. I imagine this is red. Whoa! I've never heard of the small font before. I thought knew this font. This is a different one. Whoa, this has a different hum. It's like very like, I don't know, electrical. I don't know. It sounds really cool though. But let's see some stuff. Just lock up. Blaster. That's pretty neat. And then I imagine the background music is going to be the Phantom Menace Duel of the Fates. Here you go. And you can also change the blade color. So if you power it on, you can change blade colors to purple, blue, a like light blue, a yellow, a like bluish white, have another yellow, we have a purple, have a white, another white, we have a green, have a cyan or like a bluish green. Back to red. You can also change the blade effects and the boot effects and also the volume on the same screen that I'm on. I'm gonna power it back onto the maul. So if you want a different blade effect, you can change it. You have a like flash, which I wasn't expecting that. Blade pulse. We got a rainbow blade. You can kind of see it on the table. It's pretty neat. And then here we have like a rainbow. It just kind of cycles through the color and goes down the blade. Also very cool. This is something that SNV4 I know does not have this blade effect, which is very cool. Let's go to another font and then show different boot effects. Cal Kestis. Okay, so here's a Cal Kestis. So you have this color. And then let's change the boot effects. Hunter ignition. Hunter ignition. And you can also just leave the blade on when you cycle through, just so if you want to choose a different one. Cross ignition. That's cool. Full ignition. And then it says sound fonts, and actually, okay, this is really cool because both Neopixel V3s and SNV4s do not just have a list of fonts. It does say 27 fonts, so you get all of these really cool fonts. I'm pretty sure these are just standard fonts that come on like an SNV4. You can also change like the color of the blade with like a color palette, which is very neat. So if you're used to like the color wheel and know what color you want, say you want like a pinkish purple, you can set it to okay, changes the blade. Whoa. Okay, so I actually saw this on an email that Superneox actually sent me, but you can actually get new blade effects, okay? So this actually tells me all the 9 blade effects that are on my lightsaber, such as like the oh my, or like the stutter, like ray thing. It tells me all of them on the blade effects, but what made me go oh wow was because there is an option that says public blade effects. Now, I've never heard of that, like ever. This is telling me that people have made blade effects and like customize it to do certain things, and they have uploaded it to the app and you can just download it. So even if you want a blade effect, someone out there might have it and you can download it onto your saber. That is very cool. I can see why this is the pro version, because this is really cool. And it even has like a preview and upload button. I'm not gonna download one today. I might look at some more off camera, but they are very cool. Neopixels don't have this. SNV4s, like I mentioned, cannot do this type of thing. This is very cool. This lightsaber is already like really good. Like the way this saber looks, the design, I already like the design, especially when I saw it on the website. I already knew this design was gonna be great. It is a very sleek, nice and clean lightsaber. Nothing sticking out, like even with the blade retention screwed in, it's not sticking out, so I'm not going to be cutting my hands. Like I don't feel scared to run my hands over it because I'm not going to cut my hands because I don't feel the screws. Gripping up here feels nice. It has so many cool features, but now it's going to be time that we do the spin test. I'm looking forward to the spin test because this is going to be already great. I can already tell. Maybe I'll even do some like throws, but yeah, I'm super excited. Let's go do that spin test. Okay, so I kind of ran out of time. I planned on filming somewhere else, but I mean, this still looks kind of cool. We're going to be spinning the Aurelian from Superneox. I am super excited to see how well it will spin. I'm pretty sure it's going to spin really good, but yeah, I'll let you guys decide. like I know where it's gonna go because it's balanced pretty well. Because the balance point's like about here. Okay, so I'm thinking of ending the spin test there. For the spin test, I want to say it's a 10 out of 10. It's super amazing. But yeah, it's a super cool saber. I highly recommend it. It's a great spinning saber. It looks really cool, has amazing features. 10 out of 10 on everything. It's great. And there you guys go, that is the spin test. This saber has so many cool features on it. I highly recommend this saber. Again, 10 out of 10. If you are wanting to purchase this lightsaber, again, it is called the Aurelian. It is 180 bucks for an SNV4 Pro. They do offer it in RGB. So if you want a cheaper lightsaber and you want it to be very good at dueling and can take a blow to the blade and not be worried about anything breaking, you can get the RGB 16. If you want one with cooler effects, cooler fonts, you can pay a little bit more and get a Profi, which you can customize endlessly. For 180 bucks, it's a sick lightsaber. For an SNV4 Pro, which I now need to get more familiar with it because I'm so not used to SNV4 Pros. Now I have a huge announcement. I am actually now affiliated with Superneox. After they sent me this and I unboxed it and I messed around with it a little bit before filming this video, I was very impressed already with what it was. And I've already decided that I wanted to be partnered with them. If you use my discount code BDelansky, you can save yourself 8% off at checkout. So instead of paying for 180 bucks, I believe the math works out to around 165. So you even get this for way cheaper. So that's also really cool. But yeah, that is gonna be all for this video. If you enjoyed the video, please go ahead and like the video, subscribe if you want to, and comment down below what are your thoughts on this lightsaber. This is just a really cool saber. I can't get over just all of the things that you can do with this saber, and it being the pro version, I'm so looking forward to learning and understanding what this saber can really do and all the things you can do with it, because I feel like you can do so much more than I've showcased in this video. I tried to showcase as much as I could without making it too long, but yeah, that is going to be all for this video. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. May the Force be with you.